Hello viewers, welcome to this part second video of Louis Pasteur, Conqueror of the Disease. So this chapter is prescribed for 10th class English first language learners. Already we have completed 17 paragraphs in the part first video. Dear children, you are watching this video for the first time. Please watch our first video. Okay, thank you. Let's continue. Paragraph number 18. Pasteur received many honors from the French government, and in 1881 he came to a big medical congress in London. So after his discoveries he received so many honors. In 1881 he came to attend medical congress in London. When he walked down the hall there was a storm of applause. So when he was walking around in the hall, so there was a thunderous applause. There was a great amount of claps. Why? Because to show love and affection to this great scientist. He looked around thinking that the cheers must be for some royal person. So all people gave or complimented to this great person, this great scientist. For Pasteur could hardly believe that Apollos was meant for him. Louis Pasteur did not believe. Is it, do they Apollos for me? He thought like that. So let's continue paragraph number 19. One of his last experiments was in connection with a terrible disease. So he did again one experiment on terrible disease which attacks a person who is beaten by a dog with rabies. So one boy was beaten by a mad dog, a dog with rabies. As well, we call it mad. We call it. Are you following? One boy was badly beaten by a rabid dog or mad dog. Pasteur had grown very sure about the power of inclusion. So already Pasteur knew how to inculcate, how to cure that particular thing. How? By injecting weaker forms of that particular disease. This is the thing. He decided to try out the same idea in the case of rabies. He also did the same. He used the same idea now. At that time, nearly everyone died who was beaten by diseased dog. In those days, everyone used to die if they were beaten by dog with infected rabies. In 1885, Pasteur made his first experiment on a young Alsatian boy who came to him in Paris covered with bites of a mad dog. So one young boy, came to him for cure, for solution, for treatment. The boy's mother told Pasteur. So boy's mother requested Pasteur. If you can cure animals, you can cure my son. Please underline. So this can be asked for extracts or as a reference to context. Who said this to whom? It was said. If you can cure animals or you can cure my son. So please cure as you cure animals. So Pasteur inculcated him with some inoculated him with some weak rabies germs and the boy recovered. So he injected a weak form of rabies. The boy was recovered. Although Dr. Jenner had already discovered how to vaccinate against smallpox, Dr. Jenner focused on vaccination of smallpox. He did not really understand about bacteria. So he did not understand how they function, how bacteria function. He did not understand. Pasteur, after giving his life to his study, was able to prove that value of inoculation. Please underline. He came to know about Pasteur's inoculation and to find out ways of varying it for different diseases. He also tried to use for different diseases. Who? Dr. Jenner. During the First World War, 1914 to 18. First World War took place during 1914 to 1918. You might have studied in social science. The troops going abroad were inoculated against such diseases as typhoid, enteric fever. See, the troops, the soldiers who were going other countries, so they were get injected by such weak forms like to avoid typhoid and enteric fever. So they got the inoculation. The very low death rate from these illness. So they got a low death rate. So many very less people are very few people died there. So in what we can say in former days, so many people died because of diseases. So this was discovered by Louis Pasteur and he lessened the death rate of those soldiers. Illness among the troops, even unhealthy places, those soldiers can stay healthy. Was a great tribute to Pasteur work. So this was a great work of Louis Pasteur. Pasteur's memory is still honored in the Institute of Pasteur in in Paris. So his memory was still honored in Paris, where bacteriology is studied by men of all nations. So his main concept of bacteriology was studied all over the world. At the opening of Institute 1888, Pasteur said, so he said on the occasion of his institution, two opposing laws seem to me now in contest. So he said two opposing laws. What were the two opposing laws? The one, the law of blood and death. So one group was law of blood and death, which means warmongers, which they focus on fight, war and capturing other countries. So this is one group that he called law of blood and death. Opening out each day in new methods of destruction. So they always discover how to destroy other people. And forces nation to be always ready for battle. So they always forces the soldiers or whole nation ready for battle. That is one group. And the other, the law of peace, work and health. So other group focuses on peace, work, health. So Louis Pasteur believed in the second group. So you may be asked, what were the two opposing laws said by Louis Pasteur? Then you must write. Whose only aim is to deliver man from disasters which surrounded him. So his main discover was to find solution, or his main focus was to find solution to different diseases. The one who seeks violent conquests, the other relief mankind. First group seeks or searches violent conquest, violent win. The other relief of mankind. So it works for the betterment of mankind. Which of these two laws will prevail, God only knows. So which must prevail, which must live for long time? Second group. But of this we may be sure that science, in obeying the law of humanity, will always labor to engage the frontiers of life. Science must obey humanity, law of humanity always, he said. He focused on this. So let's continue, paragraph number 23. Someone who knew Pasteur well in his old age described him thus. So in his old age he was described like this. Weary, with the deep lines on his face, the skin beard with both white, his hair still thick and nearly always covered with a black cap. See, his face was weary, deep lines on his face and hair was thick but went and it was changed into white. Marked with lines of genius, month already, mouth slightly drawn by paralysis. So his mouth was infected by paralysis, but full of kindness. So he was full of kindness. Above all, the living thought that which still flashes from the eyes beneath the deep shadow of eyeballs. He still believes in peace. On Pasteur's 17th birthday, his jubilee was celebrated almost like a national festival. His 17th birthday was celebrated as national festival. Like Lord Lister, he was honored in the old age by the scientists of all nations. He was honored by all scientists of all nations. Because of his contributions, because of his dedication. At the crowded meeting in the great hall of the University of Paris, the old man was too overcome to speak, and his speech was read the distinguished audience by his son. So his speech was read by his son, to Sir Pasteur's son. How was the speech? The future, he said, will belong to those who shall have done the most for suffering humanity. So the future will belong to those who bring solution to diseases. To the young students, he addressed a special word. What did he say about young students? First, ask yourself, what have I done for my education? So, please underline, this is very important, my dear children. What did I do with my education? What is the use of my getting education? ನಾನು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡೆ? Then as you advance in life, if you think like this, you will improve your life, you will advance in a good way in your life. What have I done for my country? So he told also that what have I done for my country? What were my contributions? So that someday that supreme happiness may come to you. Someday you will get the highest happiness. The conscious of having contributed in some measure to the progress and welfare of humanity. If you think like this, you will bring so many achievements in the life of human beings. So if you are asked what Louis Pasteur said to young people or students, then you must write these all things. So let's go to last paragraph. Pasteur himself certainly knew that happiness. So Pasteur believed that happiness. He died in 1895 when he was 75. So Pasteur died at the age of 75 in 1895. And no name in science is more honored or will longer remembered. No scientist was greatly honored as Pasteur was honored. And we remember him for his great achievements. See, he discovered and keep it for public help. So this is the thing what he believed. So dear children, please read this lesson. This lesson is very easy. Please read this lesson once or twice. Watch our videos and try to write answers to the questions which are at the end of the chapter. Okay. If you find any difficulties, ask to your teacher and try to find the meanings to new words. Okay. Thank you, dear children, for watching this video. Please share our videos to your friends and students so that they can easily read at their home freely. And do not forget to subscribe our channel. Okay. So thank you everyone for learning together. Let's meet in the next video with a new topic. Till then, take care.